Yo,
And
Yo.
we're live.
we are live again, day 2, SEMA, making the rounds to all of the different players in the industry, and we dropped in one of the biggest players in the business.
Oh, yeah, for
I
sure.
don't know, man. So we are in Lake Country. We have Jay Schneider, the president owner of the machine, and everywhere we go, Rod and I, we're out and about, a lot of trainings, and Lake Country seems to be the go-to path.
We're very blessed. We've worked very hard to develop a system that's lasts long and specifically user-friendly and does the job efficiently for detailers and enthusiasts alike.
Yeah. So what you guys, you got anything new in the house for 2024?
Yes, actually, right behind me over my shoulder here, our newest line that we've developed is a marine-specific line. So that would
The Sully
yes,
pad.
that's what
That's
people
the
see.
You've
Sully
ever
pad.
seen, Monsters Inc. That's
Yes.
Sully.
Yeah.
That is, that's my new toupee.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna get a smaller one of these, and I'm gonna have like a Sully yarmulke.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So
We'll
yeah,
put it
these
off
are
the back and you got a mullet.
It's
Sully
almost-
mullet there.
That'd be awesome.
a Samolet.
Yeah,
That's some mullet. That's
Lake
good.
Country Samolet.
So let's talk about what makes
Yeah.
these pads different. What was the goal behind them?
Yeah. So for far too long, the marine industry, people have just used what was readily available on the market that just worked. And so we wanted to take a step back and develop a system that was unique for what makes marine unique, the gel coats and aluminum, and the RV market as well. And so we developed all new materials that have never been used for marine specifically.
Oh wow.
So nothing is the same as what's on our automotive line. These are all new materials. So we got starting with, we'll show here, we have a DA line and we have a rotary line. So this would be your finishing pad for
Right.
the DA line.
And the really unique thing about that is the intermediate piece of foam.
Yes.
So generally speaking, you don't see a lot of pads that have a different density of an intermediate pad.
Yeah.
And the idea behind that, it gives you, to me, it gives you some more flexibility in the actual polish at that step, because you can either give it a little more pressure and you're going to get the benefit of that density, but it also works as an intermediate pad. So is that the intention behind that, or is that just...
That's part of it. The other thing that and most people don't think about it, if this was just one and the foam, you're only really using about a quarter of the surface of the foam. The rest is just cushioning.
Right.
So when you're working it hard, like on a hard surface that you will be using it, you don't need soft. You need something stiffer because of the movement of a softer foam. It's just going to make the pad last less, not as long. So by putting a stiffer foam on the top, it'll allow it to last longer, but you'll get a better performance because it's not moving as much. The material's not moving as much that would cause it to destroy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. And what's the purpose of the dimples?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it helps, in this case, when you're finishing it, really there's two purposes. One is to keep the surface cooler, but the other part is as part of the patent is it allows polish to absorb less quickly into the surface. So you want the polish on the surface, you don't want it in the foam. So
Right.
by partially closing the cells, we are slowing the absorption rate into the foam.
Yeah.
So it actually, you buff for a while, you'll actually see pockets of polish still in there.
Right.
So you don't have to stop and put more on.
Right.
Just push it on the surface and you have more polish and you can keep going. So
Gotcha.
you'll save some money there.
That's nice.
It gives you a little bit more time to work with stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love these. I've used not on the marine line because obviously it's new, but when you look at the automotive line, these are some of my favorite pads because of that very feature. It does seem to stay cooler, and then you always have a little bit more there.
Yeah, and I've used the dimple versions
Yep.
on my DA
Yep.
on my boat.
Yep.
And I love them.
Yep.
They do a very efficient job.
Yep.
But now I'm excited to try the new marine line
Yeah.
to see what kind of different cut I get.
Yeah, so that's the foam. the other part here,
Yeah. These are.
we've developed a new wool material that will allow you to handle that hot heat and get you through that surface with a long throw polish.
Yeah.
Do you
And it
raise
does have an
different types of
intermediate
sheep
pad
or
either.
something?
Yes, I'll leave it at that.
So the cool part about this one that I really like about this, now this is just cover yours.
Yeah.
This is specifically designed for the marine line, but because you have a built-in intermediate pad, I can tell you for sure this is a kick-ass automotive pad because it does have that intermediate pad. I love that, knowing that you have a little bit extra, you've got that cushion, or in this case, you've got that density to give you a little bit more. When you want to use a wool pad that's got flexibility and maybe you get some really sharp corners or something, one of my favorite pads in the world is the wool right there.
The lowland.
The lowland.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I was just going to bring that up. So thank you, Rod.
Yeah.
What I would say is, if you like lowland and you just do automotive and you don't do marine, pick one of those up.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love it.
lowlands. You're gonna love that.
Yeah,
That's
I just
awesome.
love the options you get with it, and I think that's the key to it. Is Lake Country forever has been, like I said, it's been at the top of the game as far as pad production and usability. And so when I very first got into the world of automotive detailing, there was a wool pad that you tied on with a.
Oh yeah, tie-on
Love
bonnets.
bonnet.
Yes.
There was not any kind of an intermediate thing. You had a rubber backing plate that was hard as a rock. Now you've got so many more options, and you can, depending on the paint, it can be harder or softer, and it's so many more knobs, right? This is the difference between like the on-off button and a master remote, right?
Yeah.
So you guys just keep innovating stuff. There's all kinds of pads that have that are flared out. There's ones that are curved in. They all have a different purpose. If you want something that's got a little bit extra, right behind us, one of the best ones is this blue one right here. I love that pad right there because it has this little extra, right? So you've always got this little extra on the side if you need to get into a corner or something like that. The DA line is fabulous for here you go, you can hold that.
Okay.
The 3 inch,
I don't have a
the
bucket.
3-inch one right there. I use that all the time in a rotary mode, and it's fabulous. You can get them. If you're in the situation where you have the type of clientele where you can remove the badges and do all that, that's great. And I thumbs up to you guys. But most people aren't going to remove the badges off every car, and so a little tiny 3-inch polisher in rotary with those pads, you can get into 99% of the areas. And then on top of that, you've got the little 1-inch jobs to get with the nanos and some of the other stuff. So you guys have the whole range. I mean, everything.
We do, yeah. And we just went through the DA. We have a rotary line too. And this one here, you can't. Let's see if I can move it here. Yeah, here you go. So we developed for the rotary line as well. Your twisted material, one for cutting, one for polishing. But I want to show you this on the back. It's flat, and if you're a 3401 user, this will be a phenomenal pad that you're going to want to try out for marine or some really heavy
I want
cutting.
to try that with the new rotary 24 volt.
Yes,
flex.
you can do that too.
And the thing is, I challenge you guys, go out and try this. I know a lot of people don't get into the rotary because you either haven't had the opportunity or you just haven't ever done it. Take one of these pads, get a rotary, and try to finish with this. Just go out. You can comment. Tell us how many of you can do it. You can ask some of the people that were in Canada, but you can finish with a rotary and a wool pad if you're using the right products. So just go try it. Trust me.
That's true.
You
got some skill.
Yeah, if you got some skill, go get it, man.
Yeah.
And a big shout out to Mike's Marine. He's one of my favorites for that. Mike's
Marine.
Marine. He's been doing that for years, rotary and finishing with it. It saves a lot of time. It's a skill.
But
you gotta learn it.
It's a skill.
And you're not going to get as high of a finish with the rotary, obviously, because it's down here in the cutting area. But if you're doing something where you're just, it's white gel coat and it doesn't have to pop like a black car, you can cut and finish with the same tool and then out the door. And that's really what it's all about.
That's right.
You want to get it out the door and get on to the next one. I mean,
Efficiencies.
everybody loves a show car, but
Yeah, and I love the Lake Country brand just they have such a positive image in the market, right? Everybody here that's here helping the potential customers here at SEMA. I mean, everybody's jumping in, they're helping, but that is whether they're at a show or they're out at another event, right? And I just love the environment that you've created. Tom has been nothing but sensational training that we've been. You got a guy that's retiring someday, you know, Bob Eichelberg. He's such a legend. You got young guys like the Detail Kid coming in, and you know, it's just great. I love the environment that you guys have created as a company.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, we strive on making sure that we have great people because, you know, I can't do everything, and it's a reflection of the great people that we have working for us, their knowledge and their passion for the industry, and it shows, and that's why it's part of the reason why we get the love that we do.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm very
good.
grateful for our employees for that reason.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for letting us drop in and
anytime.
giving us a tour of the new Marine line.
So
guys,
if you're at SEMA 50155, we are in
you're
the
always
West
picking that up
Hall.
quick. That's good.
It's not a secret. There's a
You know
number
it better
on the
than I do.
Yeah, you just
50.
he cheats.
Oh, that's fair.
So
He just
we're in the
cheats.
West Hall. We're all the way up against the West Wall. We're down about the beginning of the last third, end of the second third. And we are right here. Come down and see these guys. Get your hands on these pads.
Meet the
touch
Detail
them, play
Kid.
with them.
Yeah.
They got a beautiful black Mustang in here. And come by, say hi, and pick up some pads.
Sounds good. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
No, thank you,
Have a
man.
great show, everybody.
Yep.